baby. I think this era of golf, and I'm not painting with a broad brush here because there are wonderful people playing professional golf right now, but it has given us a disproportionate number of entitled, spoiled, rotten professional golfers. And you can hear it in their comments, and you can see it in the way in pro-ams, they're off the back of the green and they're not paying attention to their pro-am partners. That's an important thing to do. And I'm out there on the golf course and I see that they're not paying attention. And you see things like this. It's rare. It's not prevalent. It's rare. But the entitlement of this era is the unfortunate aspect of all of the concessions in this game being made for top tier players, and nobody's holding them accountable. They get away with dropping F-bombs on the air. I mean, at least at Sky, y'all apologize for them every time you hear it. In the U.S., they just ignore it. And I'm like, if I were the commissioner for a week, there wouldn't be none. It would end. You're fined $250,000 every time I hear an F-bomb on the air, and it doubles every F-bomb. I'll find your number. I'll find the number that makes you stop. If you're on TV and you know it, it's inexcusable to drop F-bombs every dadgum shot. And it's hard to watch a telecast without, and we all know the players that do it, and just dropping F-bombs left, right, and center. To me, that's entitlement. That's a lack of self-awareness. And I'm no prude. Look, I've played golf. I've said those words before on a golf course. I have. But I'd like to think if I knew that every shot I was hitting was broadcast, I would be a little bit more judicious in my vocabulary. Jack would miss a shot, Nicholas, and go, "Oh, Jack." There's no reason. There's no reason to be dropping F-bombs left, right, and center. And I know that the whole golf world's become a lot more broy. But not everybody watching golf is locker room minded. You can be sitting there watching the game with your kids who are 4 or 5 or 6 or who are thinking about playing the game. They shouldn't have to be exposed to that. And similarly, what Wyndham Clark did, there should be a significant fine. They make too much money, $250,000 for that. And you don't get to play the tour for 6 weeks. It should be a significant fine to send a message that that's not how we act as a group. But there were so many great examples of great sportsmanship between Adam Scott and Sam Burns handling the drop and Tyrrell Hatton applauding JJ Spawn and Robert McIntyre. We shouldn't let those acts of great sportsmanship be overshadowed by the just immature and lack of self-awareness of